Our next honoree is Columbia Community Service. So Sonia Moscow, who is right here in front of me, was my teacher at Marymount. We've got a Marymount and a Regis table here, so. It's actually Dan who introduced us to Columbia, behind every good woman, right? So, and Joan Griffith Lee was our first contact way back when Columbia reached out to us. Columbia has their own philanthropic group, and we were fortunate enough to be, we were selected. So one of the requirements that they have, which is great, of grantees, is that somebody from the board comes to visit, which you'd be surprised how many places don't do that. And I think I know why, because once you do, you never want to leave. I think Scott can attest to that. So Scott Wright is the gentleman that visited us from the board a couple of years ago when we were at our new space at 53rd Street. Scott's responsible really he's vice president of campus services, so everything that's outside the classroom. Is that a good description? Dining, housing, now he's Joey's boss, so I really have to suck up. Well, now two of our guys are working there, as we keep saying, so Andy and Joey, and it's the biggest hit we've had on Facebook. Joey was welcome there. He's only there about 3 weeks. It's something for me that I never thought would ever happen. And he's welcomed, and he works an hour. He has a uniform, he has a hat, he has a vest, and he is so proud. He wakes up on Thursdays when he goes to work at 5, which Joe and I are just thrilled about, because he can't wait to go to work. So it is such a thrill. So I'm gonna let Scott tell you a little bit more about his visit, and if he'd come up, and then we'll do your award after. How's that work? Okay, terrific. Scott Wright.
Okay. So, I prepared a speech just in case. Then you let off with a stand-up comedian who more or less said everything I was going to say. So that was odd. But what I wanted to share with everybody was just a couple of just quick anecdotes, a couple of quick stories. So when I got a chance to go and do the site visit, it was a lot of fun. And I don't know what other people do when they do the site visit, but when everybody got in for some sort of jamboree and there were instruments, and I was pretty sure there was some video rolling somewhere, but it hasn't surfaced yet. We got a chance to all get together and sing and dance and have a lot of fun together. And at the end of it, there was a conversation about different, field trips or other things that they do, and with Dan and other members of our team. And I said, well, where do you go? And they described a couple of places that the guys go. And I said, well, you ever come to Columbia? He said, well, no, why not? And I guess because nobody asked. So Dan Romanello, who, just stand up for a second, Dan, because trust me, he should be up here, not me. But he refused to. Dan has done such great work. He put together the tour. We took the guys around campus. Afterwards, and some of these pictures will show it, and that we had the guys come down to JJ's place, had some T-shirts for them, and then Chef Mike came out, and he made ice cream. So you take the bowl of cream and takes the nitrous and he shoots it in and the steam goes everywhere. And I have to admit, I had to go to a meeting or something, but reported back to me was, I don't know who it was, somebody went with, "The building is on fire, should we leave now?" I said, no, it's okay, it's ice cream, and we settled down. But it was a lot of fun. That's become an annual event for us, and it was something that I think the dining guys really fell in love with the idea and the concept of having this help. And just one thing, I would be remiss because probably the second most forceful person I've met after Jackie runs dining at Columbia. And I have to tell you, these guys don't just work at dining at Columbia. Columbia was named the #1 dining at any university in the country this year, which was a huge honor. But the guys are part of it. And let me tell you, we've never looked better. And so what I want to do is I'll just take a couple of seconds to tell you a little bit about what we do at CCS, acknowledge, again, some really terrific people that are here, and then maybe another story, maybe. So Columbia Community Services just launched our 72nd annual campaign. Each of them have been led by Joan Griffith-Lee, wonderfully preserved for her age. Joan, stand up. Joan. Okay, not all of them. So what Joan has done is she puts together an organization. We go out to Columbia employees and we ask them to open up their wallets, donate money, and she's quite forceful at that. And then we take it and we allocate grants to about 60 different organizations that help support those in northern Manhattan and Harlem. And those groups go from everything from food pantries, after-school programs, daycare centers, elderly care, and of course, for the past 6 years, SNAC. So building on that relationship and building on the tours, we thought, well, how come none of the guys work here? And so it was, we had a few details to work out. This isn't always the simplest thing. We had to find the right spot for everybody. But Andy started first with some great help. And then, 3 weeks ago, apparently, we were able to have Joe come on board. And so it has made our place a delight. It has made it a delight for the staff, for the students, for the guys. They're earning money. They have to figure out how to spend it. It's just fantastic. It sounds to me like what everybody should be doing at that age. And I don't know what we'll come up with next, but I want to let you know that we will never rest on this, that we'll continue to look for opportunities. It's easy for us, and we want to make sure that we're doing whatever we can to help. So a couple of months ago, I got a call from Jackie. I think Jean was on the call as well. And they said they wanted to give Columbia an award. And I said, I really don't think you should do that. To me, it is awkward to be here and talking to all of you, because when I look at what everybody else does, and when I look at what all of you do, the fact that we just do what's available for us to do doesn't feel award-worthy. And I attempted to share that with Jackie, and I won't tell you exactly what she said, but it ended with, okay, yeah, November, I'm free. I'll be there, or else. And it is an honor, and we do thank you for that. So just before I give the microphone back, a couple of Thursdays ago, I was sitting at my desk and really, candidly, working my butt off, which is higher ed speak for gazing out the window. It was a nice day, it was hard to believe, it was kind of sunny and a little bit warm, and I'm staring out, and I have this kind of cool location. I see a lot of students coming and going across the campus, and I admit I'm just kind of going, looking out there, and as I'm looking at it, I look over and I see, one of our guys leaving work, and he's got his backpack on. He's kind of walking across campus like the hundreds of other students. He's enjoying the beautiful day, and seemed to have a smile on his face. And I thought to myself, well, that's good. He must have had a good day at work. And I thought to myself, how neat it is that Joe Cianzo comes to work with us. And I see him strolling across campus, and it's just like all the other people that are at Columbia. And that's really what we wanted to strive for. This is just normal for us. This is just what it should be. And it made us really proud. And to quote the inimitable Clint Eastwood, it makes our day. And I just wanted to thank you for welcoming us into this family and making our day.